हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज की वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे सर्कुलर नंबर 140/10/2020 जो कि सीबीईसी ने 10 जून 2020 को इश्यू किया है। इस सर्कुलर में सीबीईसी ने डायरेक्टर के रेम्यूनरेशन पे जीएसटी लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा उसके लिए क्लैरिफिकेशन दिया है। अथॉरिटी ऑफ एडवांस रूलिंग ने वेरियस डिसीजन दिए हैं कि डायरेक्टर्स रेम्यूनरेशन पे जीएसटी एप्लीकेबल होगा अंडर आरसीएम। ड्यू टू दिस advance ruling decision given by the authority of advance ruling, there are various controversy prevailing in the country. So CBEC has issued the clarification in respect of levy of GST on directors remuneration. The CBEC has bifurcated such issue into two different categories. First is the director who are not the employee of the company, and the second is the directors who are the employee of the company. Further, CBEC has issued such clarification via power given to CBEC under section 168 subsection 1 of the CGST Act. Now let us discuss what is given under the circular. So first we have to decide whether the director is an employee or not. If the director is the employee, then schedule 3 of CGST Act is applicable. If director is not an employee, then schedule 3 is not applicable. Further, as per the definition given under Companies Act 2013, the full-time director may be the person who is an employee or may be the person who is not the employee of the company. Means the definition of the full-time director is an inclusive definition. Further, the definition of an independent director also makes clear that such director should not be an employee in any immediately 3 preceding financial year. Means the independent director cannot be the employee in immediately 3 preceding financial year. So the independent director is not an employee of the company. Full-time director may be employee or may not be the employee of the company as per the definition given under the Companies Act. Therefore, via clarification, CBEC has clarified that the director who are not employee of the company, services provided by them to the company in lieu of the remuneration at the consideration for the said service are outside the purview of Schedule 3 of CGST Act and therefore it is taxable. So the recipient of the said service, that is who is recipient, company is the recipient, and who is supplying the service, that is the director is supplying the service. So the recipient, that is the company, is liable to pay GST on such director's remuneration as per the reverse charge mechanism. So यह क्लैरिफिकेशन में ये बताया गया है कि इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर और होल टाइम डायरेक्टर और दी एनी अदर डायरेक्टर कि जिसको कंपनी के द्वारा एम्प्लॉय नहीं माना जा रहा है और जो कंपनी के लिए एम्प्लॉय नहीं है, अगर वो डायरेक्टर कंपनी को सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहे थे तो कंपनी को उस सर्विस के कंसिडरेशन पे रिवर्स चार्ज बेसिस पे जीएसटी की लायबिलिटी पे करनी होगी. नेक्स्ट इश्यू इज leviability of GST on a remuneration paid by company to its director who are an employee of the company. So once it is established that a director is an employee of the company, we have to consider whether it is a contract of service or a contract for service. If it is a contract for employment, then it is considered as a contract of services. So here you have to consider whether on director's remuneration TDS is deducted by the company under section 192 of the Income Tax Act or under section 194J of the Income Tax Act. If TDS is deducted under section 192 of the Income Tax Act on the director's remuneration, then director will be treated as the employee of the company, and here the Schedule 3 of CGST Act is applicable, and so on such director's remuneration on which TDS is deducted under section 192 of the Income Tax Act, RCM is not applicable. So there is no GST liability on such director remuneration, because here the director is considered as an employee of the company. However, if on remuneration given to the director, TDS is deducted under section 194J of the Income Tax Act, then such remuneration will be treated as the fees for professional service or a technical service, and such services will be outside the purview of section schedule 3 of CGST Act. Therefore, here the director will not be treated as the employee of the company, and as director is not treated as an employee of the company, the recipient of the said service, that is the company, is liable to pay GST on reverse charge basis. So, via this clarification, CBSE has clarified that if director is an employee, then schedule 3 is applicable and RCM is not required to be paid by the company. If director is not employee, then schedule 3 is not applicable, and the notification number 13/2017 of CGST central tax rate is applicable, and recipient, that is the company, is liable to pay GST on such remuneration on a reverse charge basis. So here you have to consider the definition given under the Companies Act for whole-time director as well as the independent director. Here the board has also considered whether the TDS is deducted under section 192. If TDS is deducted under section 192, then such remuneration will be treated as the payment to the employees, and there will be no liability on such payment to employee as regards to RCM is concerned. However, the TDS is deducted on such remuneration under section 194J, that is for fees for professional or a fees for a technical service, then on such remuneration RCM is applicable because it is not considered as the salary and it is outside the scope of schedule 3 of CGST Act. So this is the discussion for the clarification issued by CBSE as on 10th June 2020, that is on today. In the next video we will discuss another features about GST. Thank you.